Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. High quality content right here. Let's see here. Maybe the vocals talking. And maybe we need to turn this down a little bit. Blah 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 blah. Okay, I can see that you are seeing that I say blah 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 blah. The chat is very late, so when I read yours, if I read your comments and I guess I will see your comments way late and respond to them very very late. I can hear that there is a bunch of noises and stuff. I don't really hear that here because I have my phone here to read the comments. Maybe it's not that bad. Yeah, there's like a delay. Okay, I'm turning off the sound from my phone now because now at least I know that there's some coming in and that you can hear it. And I still need to figure out a better way to stream my stuff here because it like half of the time I start this I'm almost like what settings did I have last time, and I have to kind of go to YouTube to find out anything. So anyway, here's a little bit from my test recording earlier that I did just to see if the techniques just to prepare this template here for this type of thing. So I guess that makes a sound, I guess. We have 3 viewers right now, so... Okay, so what I was thinking, I was trying to write something new here, but... just something random. Not for a particular project or a band or anything, just whatever comes to mind. But if you have any I was thinking maybe we can come up with an idea here to like a starting point for where to go with this. Okay, so there's a problem here that I get some pops and crackles sometimes because I have my my latency is low. I mean, the buffer size in Cubase is running. I have it very low, so there's. So I don't have too much latency when I'm playing. But there's gonna be some pops and clicks. At some other point, I might put up another computer that I'm streaming on, and one that I'm like that has I don't know how much I need to go into detail with that. But right now it's a complicated setup. It's not complicated, but I don't really know how to use my current like audio interface properly with this type of setup. So. So where should we go? Like, I mean, maybe I need to wait until there's a bit more people here so I can get some interactions with you guys. Because I have some idea that I want to make some categories because I don't. Okay, so while people are coming in here, maybe I should just try to write something in meanwhile. Okay, I will make something completely new here and see where it goes. Because I mean, I don't have to write just one song. I can write several songs if that's it. If it's gonna be like that. 160 BPM. Let's try 160 BPM and make something out of that. Click. Nah. I get a lot of pops and clicks, especially when I'm recording. This is gonna be a recurring issue. I can't really do much about that on this particular setup that I have right now. At some other point, I will be able to stream with more efficient sound, I guess. So who do we have here? We have 8 viewers right now. And I see Joel Kyoto and I see JD. JD has been contributing to some of my Zed Reacts backend tracks things. So I know JD and Joel Kyoto, I think I've seen in here before, but we have 9 people now. Who else is here? You can write in the chat and give some ideas for something to write for today. Let's see. I will just make something here. By the way, I'm currently using. I upgraded to Cubase 14, the latest Cubase, just a few days ago, and the main reason why I did that was so that I don't have to deal with this anymore. I've had this since 2011, I think. It's a USB key for Cubase that I need to have connected to my computer to be able to use the program. But I just upgraded to Cubase 14 because now they have ditched the USB key bullshit, and I'm very happy about being able to open the program with no like USB bullshit. Basically, that's very nice. That's very nice. But let's see here. Let's make something while people are streaming in here. All right. Maybe. I will keep that around. I will record the second guitar for that. Okay, now let's make some drums for that. I'm just gonna make some fast drum pattern to this. And usually when I do drums, I never use any existing MIDI libraries or anything like that. I always, even though a lot of stuff I do have a very similar. I'm still new to Cubase 14, and I have not here. So you're gonna be fast like this. That one is better. And then right, I guess. And lower velocity for this. I'm so used to doing this, and the types of drum beats that I usually go for, that I just type in all the MIDIs freshly from like this. And we can do the bass too. For bass, usually when I'm writing stuff, I don't pick out my real bass. I just go with this bass. And then I do this, and then I transpose this down 12. Oh, everything is way too loud. Maybe I need to go down a little bit. And then that ends there. And I will just like that, and then that. Bounce this shit. Okay, well, Joel Kuro is writing, yeah, that stick seems retro, but in some weird nostalgic way, I like it. Okay, thanks, I guess. I mean, it's good that you like it, let's hear. But there's a lot of clicks and pops, and that is because I have to run this at such a low latency. I'm gonna try to go 128 samples. Maybe this will help. I'm still going to have a little bit more latency in my playing here. Well, that was one. I will keep doing things to this drum beat. Okay, it's called 160 BPM drum beat. That's always cool to start out with. Let's see. Maybe I can raise the guitar a bit. Thank you, JD. Let's see here. Okay, I have some issue here where I have it there, but I don't hear the first click when I press record. Okay, so I guess I will record the second guitar and keep that around. Okay, and I will do the bass for that as well. Yeah, that sticks. Ah, okay. With stick, I sort of mean riff. I'm writing the standard riff. Yeah, USB stick for. Wait. Let's see here. Okay. I guess I can keep making riffs then. Yo, sounding awesome, man. Thank you, Justice for All. Let's see here. Not fun. Let's hear. Okay, that's pretty cool. I mean, for some old school rock and roll stuff, then yes. I played some wrong in that. Liam Pittman Smith is asking, so new Blaze on Stone album next year sometime then. I'm not gonna write anything for Blaze on Stone right now, and by the way, or if I write songs for Blaze on Stone, I do it by accident. I'm not, the point here is not to write songs for Blaze on Stone. I'm just gonna write whatever comes to mind. Doesn't matter what project it is. And besides, even if I will be writing for Blaze on Stone, I already have tons of songs for Blaze on Stone, and for the next album, there's probably 8 or so songs that I'm very confident about already. So. About the band Rage, I'm not super familiar with the band. I know that they had Jörg Mikael on drums, and that's very, very cool, but I have not listened to them much, no. Okay, I'll just keep writing new stuff until something sticks, you know? Nice guitar. And bass for that. And transpose and make it into a bass break. Let's hear. But I want to try this as hi-hat. Like that one. And see here what we can do. Please, click track, please. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Okay, let's try that. And then bass for that. Oh wait, that was the wrong chord. That's how it should be. And then transpose this -12 and make it a bass. So far this is probably the most promising one, I guess. Yours says, it's so sick how you come up with new, I think it says riffs behind it, but there's a heart on the screen, right where, if you look here, if you see here on the screen, comment section, where is it, live chat. Well, there's a heart right here, and that often is right in the way of certain words sometimes, so... How you come up with new ideas? Okay, that's the word. If I put it like this, maybe it changes. That just gets worse. So I'm gonna keep it like that. I mean, why do they even put the heart function on my own chat? Doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I'm just coming up with new stuff. This is how I usually write stuff. I usually just poop out as much as I can, and then whenever it feels like something is like, then maybe I keep working on that, or I dig up it. So that's why I have hundreds of hours probably of ideas laying around that never gets used to anything, because I just keep. This is my normal songwriting process, and my normal songwriting process is that I do record everything like this: left, right, bass, and if I have, maybe we should try to do a melodic part here. So let's see here. In that case, I need to have more, because right now I'm just recording riffs. I'm not really recording anything that features any lead guitars. So that's I'm gonna delete these tracks. They are necessary at the moment. Actually, I will delete all of them. I'm still still figuring out what to use. I will use this to have another track with all the same stuff. Then I will maybe make this a little bit brighter. Rhythm guitar, wait. This one can go to lead guitar. Why do I have two lead guitar channels? That's completely unnecessary. Away with that one. And then this one up with the volume. Do that have some effects or something? Yeah, there's some. That's unnecessary. Why do I have that there? Room works. Technically, I should be using some FX Sense or something, but okay, let's go with this for this time. Should I try to make some melody instead? In that case, I can duplicate this. Maybe for some octave or some harmony. Let's do some Halloweenish, maybe something like that. Chord progression. I didn't have the counting, so let's do that. So that's the chord progression. I'm gonna go for the second guitar. Okay, now we have that. So now we'll try to make some melody on top of this. Let's see if we can do that. We are in this key here. Okay, we can go for that, but I will do it one octave lower. Okay, we'll try that again. Let's go again. Keep screwing up. Well, I'm supposed to sit like this with the guitar, by the way. Okay, and then I will do a harmony on that. That will... Let's see if I can do that. Almost. Again. Almost. Okay, that works. Then based on that. Okay, so and then I will do the transpose on that. So let's listen to that. Okay, and then this can. Okay, now I'm feeling inspired. So now I want to continue this part, like this. Okay, I was in the wrong chord there, but it doesn't matter. I can just repeat that once here. That. And then I come back to that key again, because that chords again, because that can work. Or cannot? Okay, there. And so this ends like this. Okay, so now let's see how we can continue this. Okay, the first half was decent. Okay, let's see. Let's try that again. Good morning, Max Levin. I'm trying to figure out something here. Let's see, I have some pattern on the notes. Let's see here. That sounds like us. Let's see here. Go ahead. something slower there for some contrast to the previous part. The last brief where you start currently from. Okay, because the chat is so late, I don't know which one you mean at this point, because it could be any of these. I see your chat maybe 30 seconds later than you're writing. Need to figure out something there, but not really vibing with that one. Okay, maybe. I mean, at some point, you shouldn't. My philosophy is to not get stuck too long in one at the same part. So right now I'm just trying to finish this one because I felt like so, but I will probably go try to write something completely different after this. But however, I want to make sure that I'm sent to these people there. Okay. Still starting from the same spot. Then there needs to be changed, of course. And some crescendo right there at the end, I guess. Okay, so these two parts together now. Okay. Well, anyway, for those that are newcomers, I see there are 15 people now. 15 people watching right now. So those that was not here from the beginning, I will play some of the previous things that I recorded earlier. So here's a few unrelated ideas. So there are probably nothing here is going to be used ever, but here you go. And then there's another. This one actually I want to change now because I figured that this sounds more like a transitional part of a song. So I can do this with like this. Of course, I need to change. This will work better for this riff, I think. And then fill here. So like this. And also, because of that, I'm going to chop the bass. Let's see here. Like that. And then like that. I know I have a better function for this. I think it's the... I guess I can do better with the range tool, maybe. Let's try that. Okay, that works better. That's faster. I'm still a noob when it comes to the range tool, but something like this. And of course, shorten this once a little bit. That's a pretty cool transition. I like this. Okay, so that was one thing, and then here's another one. Joel is asking, do you know if there's a low latency? And of course, there's a heart in the way here. Look, I cannot see the last word here on the line. Low latency. I don't know if you see here, but the heart is here right in the way of a word there, so I cannot read it. Do you know if there's a low latency setting on YouTube so you could have less stream delay? I think that's in OBS, but I have not really. I will try to figure that out at some point. I don't think I can change that now. I think that needs to be done before the stream starts. I think the next one was my favorite of the ones so far. Oh, I started right in the middle here. Let's go here. Actually, I'm going to move this now over here. And then I want to see how that sounds if we put that in front of this part. Let's see how this would work. However, I want to have this as toms here. This sounds like, imagine if there's a song and there's like a second chorus and there's some part and then this comes in the middle of the song. Actually, let's put the fill here already just so it sounds proper. There's another order of the thing. Okay, so guys, I'm using Cubase 14 now, and it's new for me since just a few days ago, and I've been using Cubase forever, but I think they used to have this in another spot. And then I'm gonna put the drums here in a different like this. Then I will This can work. And then of course comes the epic solo after this. This sounds like it's leading into the main solo part. So let's put that there. Very early Metallica-esque. I'm not sure about that. I don't think they used to... Okay, but anyway, let's hear. I just need to come up with a decent cooperation, and then that can be... Let's go here. Okay, so I have two versions there. One that just keeps going on the F sharp, and then one that has the A. Okay, so I did a little bit of difference there on the second one, and I will adjust this for that. Transpose -2. Okay, and then bounce that shit, and then I will do a baseline. Actually, for this part before. And then I'm gonna do the classic rock and roll trick of doing key changes all the time. So that's what I'm gonna do. And then I'll just do that, and then I will do that, and then I will do that, and then I will do that. Relate that stuff. And since it's just a key change, I will just +3 on these ones. And now we will record a solo for on top of this stuff here. I guess we put a new channel that is gonna be routed to the solo group, and then this one can go to guitar, which we have down here. I'll put this even louder, and it's probably gonna have, let's see, it has some delay going on there. Can I read more? Shorter, please. Okay. Now let's record a solo on this. Usually I go with yellow color for my solo channel. And actually my rhythm guitar should be red. Rhythm guitar's red, lead guitar is orange, and solo is yellow. That's how I do things. Actually, let's... Now I have this. I can have more effects than that. Let's put extra effects. And maybe I have the bar somewhere. Where could I have that? It's probably up there. Let's see. Well, you know what? I will go for my other guitar here. Well, you were asking in the chat what guitar I was using. Put your my mic gain up a bit. Okay, is it a bit low? La 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 la. Well, I'm not gonna increase the gain, but I can adjust the compressor's output here, so maybe that's better. But you were asking here what guitar I'm using. Let's see here. Cheese Spaghetti is asking here. Cheese Spaghetti is asking what guitar am I using? This is my favorite guitar. I'm often sitting with this one when I'm jamming out and writing stuff. I will remove this because I'm not gonna be standing up anyway. And this is a Warmoth build. I ordered parts from Warmoth and I built this. I painted it. I actually made this pickguard myself because it didn't have a pickguard originally. Looks like this on the back side. And if you look over here, that's all the shows I've been doing with this. 31 by now. And it has an original floor jaws with Goto saddles for some reason. I guess I need to change them and I had those laying around. Seymour Duncan Invader here and some Iron Gear pickup here in the neck position. It has been pleked. So it has fantastic fretwork on this one. And I also, Cedric is my name, so I did that here on the headstock. Who installed the whammy bar? But now I want to be able to do some dive bombs and stuff. So I'm gonna switch over to something more commercially available guitar, and that is the RG550. It's a Genesis model, so it has the 5-piece neck here. But it's also... This one has a particular... Listen to this. Right now, I think it's because it's summer and the wood has been growing in the moisture and shit. So this fret here is actually touching the string there. But at this moment, I'm not gonna care. I'm probably not gonna use many open strings. I would probably put something in here to raise the nut just a little bit to clear it from the fret here, but for now... something is happening here. Do I have a... Do you have a gate on or something? Is there a gate on here? Tonex. Turn off the gate if you have. No, it's... Is it the cable? Okay, let's record a solo now. So I have recorded a chord progression, and now we will just do the solo here. Let's see how that goes. Of course, there's something with this cable. I think I need to change this around. One reason why I seldom sit with this guitar when I'm jamming out is because the output jack is here. Of course, I could have an angled jack, but I really prefer this old school Stratocaster type output where it's here and doesn't touch the legs or anything. But this will do for now. Okay, let's record a solo for this. I can do better. That's decent. There's some parts there that could probably be used for a solo later, and some parts that needs to be fixed up a little bit. But let's listen to that once again with the context of the rest of the stuff here. So from the beginning here, which is probably the middle of a song, if this ever turns into a song for something, this sounds a lot like something for Rock'n'Rollers. If I'm gonna give my own opinion about this. Okay, that's pretty decent. And then after that, it comes back to the so-called main riff, which could be this eventually. Let's pretend that this is the main riff of the song or something. So let's hear. Okay, I guess that's well, there's something here going on, you know, like it's something. Now let's try to write something. I go around. Sounds cool, and thanks for showing the process. Thank you, JD, for showing by, and yeah, we'll continue here a bit. Let's try to do something different here. Increase the metronome, I guess, but. Where am I? Where is this? Bars, please. 180. So this is completely new. Let's go back to this. Okay, let's see what we can do here. I know, what kind of song? Anybody has any suggestion in the chat? I've already done like a Rock'n'Rollers type, like Halloween-ish, riot-ish type of a melody part in a solo. So now, anybody have an idea what I can go for this time? It does not have to be Blazing Stone-ish or anything. I prefer to not write anything for Blazing Stone right now. If it happens, it happens. But something completely different is preferred. It's preferred, if I can say so myself. But I like that progression right there. Okay, let's see. Keith Labonte is saying, it's large and heavy and full of emotion so far, so maybe bring it down like it's opening out to a giant feel. Like what you're doing there, very... I mean, I don't need to continue this particular song. I can write something completely different. I'm not aiming to actually finish a song. I just aim to write stuff, and then eventually down the road, maybe I can find use out of this material later. But this I want to hear in the context of clean guitar. I think I have some clean guitar channels down here actually. I just move it down here. Oh, that's not weird. It's a... Wow, that's a horrible sound. Let's try that again, but I will try it with... Okay, anyway, this was recorded in the wrong channel, of course. Sounds ass. I will keep this as this. I don't need to get stuck on that for too long. Now let's see here. I usually don't write that type of slower stuff, so let's try that. Okay, some nice coloring chords there. I will see what else I can do. Joel Cura says, sounds a little bit too spooky for Halloween. It sounds a bit. I misread it. I saw they said that it sounded a bit too spooky for Halloween because I was doing something Halloweenish with the previous song idea, but it was like it sounds. Yeah, I guess I'm doing something more like Doomish or Slayerish or Canada Message. I don't know. Just come over with doing stuff. I'll drop a sub on your channel. Gotta go. Happy to watch more of this. Thank you, Keith, for showing by. I'll keep doing this, I guess, for a little while more. You're curious. How are you making it sound like that? Thinking of a scale while you play or something. I don't know. I'm just playing some stuff. I don't really know any names of any scales. That's boring. And sometimes you're just gonna do some weird stuff before you can find something that you like. Yeah. Maybe you're playing more chromatic stuff or something, because I don't know theory, but I think theory is interesting. Yeah, of course. I'm not really what do you call it? Educated in theory either. But like, for example, when I was writing this thing previously, when I was doing it. So like, for example, with this one. No, wait, it was like this. Anyway, I'm playing very sloppy now, but anyway, that part. For me, that's easy to see on the fretboard, where like if I start here, then I know that the harmony is gonna be, and it's gonna be, and then next part was something like that. You just play by ear, I guess. And of course the heart is in a way. I cannot read the full comment. I wish I could take it. I'm gonna try to press. Can I hide this? No, I cannot hide it. You just play by ear, I guess. Play it so that you. I cannot read the full comment because there's a heart symbol in the way of the comment section. That's fucking annoying. Look here, I don't know if you can see it here, but there's a heart symbol here that is meant to like, I don't know, put something on some. I'm gonna try to. And it's in the way of the chat, so I can't read the full comments. I made a left symbol and then a heart symbol. Can I hide this or something? I don't want it because it's my stream. I don't want to put any reactions on my own channel. Stop it. Play it so much that you can do it. Yeah, basically. I mean, here's the deal. I started off. We're playing very simple songs. So I mean, like originally, I played a lot of punk stuff. So if you're going from that, you're starting off at the right place, because if you just play, for example, one of my early songs was. That's just those chords, and then when I was gonna do a solo for that. But that doesn't really work with the second one. Kind of works, but so like that was 20. How old am I? It was 23 years ago. 23, 24 years ago I was writing that type of stuff. And then you can like build on experience and ear. Of course, not everyone has an ear for that, but I grew up in a musical background, so I of course had a lot of melodies like when I was growing up, so that helped a lot as well. But for now, like if I play like this, I know that this is the harmony. Or if I play this, that's gonna sound a bit dissonant, but it's not really. Could work for like maybe, I don't know, maybe Voivodish type of space thrashy stuff. But that doesn't mean I'm an expert or anything. I know how to make notes work with chords and all that stuff, or the other way around. But if somebody asked me to play like a Phrygian, I think this is the Phrygian. I'm not sure if that's a Phrygian. You know, like this. I probably play it wrong, and then I know I like regular major, regular minor, like there I was supposed to be. That's just it, and then what? Okay. Oh, I played it in the wrong key. But anyway, I'm a bit lost right now. I don't really know what more to do. I've done some things here, and I'm like my inspiration pool has been depleted for the moment. I guess also because I had so many technical issues, and right now I just don't know what to do anymore. So unless anybody has any ideas that I can work out of, maybe the stream is over. I don't know. If I'm gonna give my opinion, writing on the stream was more fun in my head before I started, because it feels very, I don't know. I like writing songs, but doing it in this, maybe this was not the best idea, because like the creative process is very different from what drums are you using? You are Supreme Rocka Knutte. What drums are you using? I'm using this Superior Drummer 3 with a very, I think. The original idea was that I was trying to emulate the lightning strike sounds by Judas Priest. Oh. So I don't know. Maybe we can call it quits here before it gets too awkward. Johnny Tantari is here, and Count Bathory is saying, "Hello, Sid. I hope the songwriting is going well." Well, I have written a few parts here that I will probably never use for anything anyway, like it usually goes. However, if you just want to continue the stream a little bit for fun, we could change to guitar stream. I think this is it. Come on. I just closed the. How do I change this? Deactivate, activate. Come on. Display capture. Remove. Okay. Anyway. I will. Okay. It fits the screen for some reason. It didn't do that previously. Yeah, Count Bathory. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Every time. I mean, what we could be doing. Well, possibly. Blah 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 blah. Do you hear anything now? Let's hear. Compressor. Release. Make up. And here I will remove a bunch of bass frequencies because that's very unnecessary. Yep, okay, so we are back. Blah blah blah, yes. So what I'm doing here right now is that I'm gonna turn on the screen again. What was that? Display capture. And how did that work? Display capture. Isn't that? And it's down a little bit, so I get smaller here. And then up with Cubase again. Let's see. I need to check my stream if everything works as I hope. It's very complicated sometimes. Let's see. But I also want to see the chat. Come on. Live chat. Okay, so what do we have here now? This is... I don't know if you can see it in the upper screen. No, you cannot. Or maybe you can. This is called Compiled Heavy Metal Songs. So I managed to extract 40 minutes of usable material from my 3-hour long project. So I should have an album finished by the end of the... I think it's by the end of the year. But I have this heart icon in front of your comment, so it's hard to see what you're writing there. That's very annoying by Cubase, but by YouTube, I mean. Okay, yeah. A 3-hour long project. Yeah, I was gonna mention that because here we have one that is 8 hours long with complete songs. For the most part, at least. And I was thinking that we could just check a bunch of this stuff. This is stuff that I have been deciding that this is bad and will never be used for anything. Because if we check here, if we open here, you can see here on this, I have here music. This is my main recording. This is my main recording drive here. And you can see here that I have Blazing Stone here. Oh, whoops, maybe I showed too much. Bronze here, we have some stuff. And then covers, Cubase 14, I have this previous YouTube stream there. Rock'n'Rollers, other bands, it's a whole bunch of different stuff. But there is Alt here, that is a whole bunch of compiled stuff, like for example At the Dumpster Shore here. This is a complete album, but I'm still removing a couple of songs and maybe adding another couple of songs. This might be the next Brayton Hall album, if that ever happens. It's a difficult thing to take care of because I don't really sing anymore, so somebody else has to do it, and that's... Finding a singer that can do these songs is not really that easy, and I don't have that much money to throw around on session singers anyway. And then we have here Compiled Heavy Metal Bad Riffs. I don't know how long this is. Compiled Bad Songs. This is the one that we're currently checking here. Compiled Heavy Metal Good Riffs, Compiled Heavy Metal Good Songs, and then we have Compiled Pop Punk for whatever reason. I have one song there. Then we have Compiled Power Metal, and then Death and Thrash Metal. A whole bunch of different stuff. But right now we are here. And this project here is 8 hours long. So if anybody wants to hear anything, write yes in the chat. Because then I might start to play. I'm gonna be a bit careful about showing some names here because of the drum files. Because there's some affiliated projects that might not want to share the names. This is all randomized stuff. Nothing here is for a particular project. All of this can be used for anything that they can be used for. It can be used for Rock Galaxy can be used for absolutely anything. And let's just play something here and see how it sounds. So this is something. Let's see how this sounds. That's boring. But that's gonna be a problem here. That this is all stuff that have been cutting out. There are some vocals recorded, like vocals. I will turn it down because it sounds stupid. I've been recording it in my apartment, so. Machiavini is asking, any melodic death metal? Probably not. Like, are you talking about like At the Gates type of stuff? Maybe then, probably not. I need to check these descriptions here, but there's gonna be some things here that I shouldn't be showing. But anyway, let's see what this one does. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay. Count Patri is saying, I really need to get better at programming drums. Drum demos, I guess. Your demo drums always sound great. Well, it's a long process. Of course, there's a lot of like very good sounding like Monster Riff sounds monster. Thank you. There's always a lot of good like presets out there that's absolutely usable these days. Most of the drum software you can find is going to sound good. So but of course, not everyone is doing this 80s type of sounds that I've been tweaking in this project here, for example. Some vocals. This is a very old song. I must have written this back in 2008, 2009 or something. Didn't you play? Johnny Tantari is asking, didn't you play a lot of drums, real drums before? Yeah, I mean, I still do. Usually, if I make an album, then I record drums. But I would not go and like record drums just when I'm just writing songs, because that's a waste of money, in my opinion. They were like, you're breaking sticks, you're breaking cymbals, you're breaking drum heads. All of that stuff it's not really worth it. And also, like, I don't have drums at home. I need to go and record it in the rehearsal room. So when I'm just writing songs, this is a much more easy way to do things, and it keeps everything consistent. It keeps things consistent from one song to another at all times. Let's see what's here. Go on. You know what? Since we are only listening to stuff and not actually playing guitar, I'm actually going to increase the latency a little bit. Cracks and poppers from all the processor thing going on. Let's see here. Let's play something else here. Okay. What's more here? I tried a different one there, but this rock hard here. Well, yeah, there's tons of garbage here. That's nah. That's how it goes with a lot of this stuff. Here's a lot of stuff that I have still not programmed drums for. Whole bunch of riffs. Okay, but comparison is, I meant that I get lazy with actually programming the drums. I just make good enough pattern and copy it rather than making it fit the song. If you have a band, then I guess the drummer needs to fill in that later anyway. But if you're just writing for yourself or something like that, then yeah, you should probably fit parts more to the riffs, because otherwise, that's why I've never been using like pre-made drum patterns and stuff, because I really want the drums to fit the riffs and stuff. So I always write them manually instead of going to some library to find anything. But I'm bored with this. Let's go and check out my death metal stuff. Yeah, can you hear me now? Yeah, it's because every time I change Cubase Pocket, I have to redo my vocal settings, because I'm not. This is why I don't want to stream with this setup that I'm doing right now, because the vocals is my voice is monitored through Cubase, as you can see. I had to add a channel with my voice and a compressor. Let's put that. I had to do this in order to be heard myself, to hear myself through a channel here, which is totally unnecessary, and I will probably go and delete this. So before I ever stream again, I want to try to figure out a better solution to streaming than this. But anyway, if you want to hear some death metal from me, which is not the usual thing that I guess most people have heard me do, here is some of that. Okay, that was one. That's one that I'm keeping for myself. And then there was some songs here that I have sent away to another band to use. But I'm gonna play a bit of that anyway. This does not have a bass, by the way. I don't have a band name for my death metal. I don't. It's just some random stuff I've been recording. And as I mentioned, this song, for example, that I'm playing right now. I have given this away to another band, so it's not mine anyway. From now on, this is somebody else's, just like this one right here. This I also gave away to another band. Slavish, I wouldn't say so. Thing is that I don't really listen much to death metal or anything, so this is just whatever I could come up with. However, I do have some songs here that I have been recording real drums for, and I will mention a fun thing about this because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I have this one. This is an old song. This is a very old song that I recorded way back, way back. So listen to this. This is actually a complete song. I will skip the whole intro, but this is an old song that I recorded maybe I don't know 15 years ago or something. And this is one of the ones that I want to keep for one of my own projects here, which is gonna be very old school, like 2-beat death metal, like without all this technical nonsense, which I first of all cannot play. But that's besides bonus. Here's an old track. Anyway, listen to this. Thank you, Campatry. And here I'm gonna play some that are like. So that song I was playing now was maybe recorded like 15 years ago. 50 years ago. 50, what am I talking about? Not 50 years ago, that's before I was born. But like maybe 15 years ago, 10 or 15 years, more than 10, absolutely more than 10. Or something. I don't know how long time ago I recorded that. But then I recorded this. And the interesting thing about the song I'm gonna play now, or the songs I have, because you can see here I have a whole bunch of them here. And that is, if I think that this is what I think that it is. Okay, yes, it is. This is. I went to the rehearsal and I recorded drums. I was recording drums like I was just like recording drums on pure like improvisation. And then I went home and recorded riffs on that. So I had the drums first and written all the riffs afterwards. Let's see how this sounds because I don't remember. This was a few years ago, but I think this is releasable. So I don't have any vocals on this or anything, but here's another one. Here's another one. Anyway, I think I do a blast beat in one of these songs. Let's see. Could it be this one? I often don't blast beat anything, but maybe this one. I think. Could this be the one with the blast beats, maybe? Let's see. There's some kind of intro on this one. Let's see. Hello, Ninja Running Wild. Yes, this is death metal. I think um, it sounds very death metal, I suppose. Where is the one with the blast beat? Because I think I recorded something with the blast beat. I cannot find it right now, but here's another song. This is very old. This is very old. This is also from that other session. So this might be 10 or 15 years old. Okay, so the idea here is that I have these songs here and I want to make something with these songs. I may have to re-record the drums again because I have some songs that does not have drums written. This one, for example. That needs to be recorded again. I mean, I have these ones with the guitars. I have bass here. I just need to record bass here. Now this one, old songs. This needs new guitars, new bass, and new drums. All of it I need to re-record again. These ones I only have to do the drums for. And then of course I have these ones that are more technical bullshit. This does not fit into that category. So for example, I would not be using this for example. I was playing that before. These songs I gave away already to another band. Okay, you can see here, on top here, the green ones here, this, and these two over here. These two, these songs, is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? These 6 songs that are green lighted, I sent over to another band so they can use it instead, because I will probably never use them anyway. They accepted to use them. Actually, for those that knows about Rock'n'Rollers and Blaze of Stone, the band is with my like fourth cousin or something, Mikael Norbeck, and he has a band and he was struggling with writing songs. So I asked him like, hey, I have a bunch of death metal songs, do you want them? And he was like, yeah, send them over. And I sent them and he said, I'm taking them all. So all I need to do now is just to record bass on this and send them over. I haven't done that for probably a year. But at some point, this green light there, it's good that I opened this just so I can see it again. And all these that are gray here, all these gray ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 songs. Those I'm gonna use for my own death metal thing. And then if I write, I will probably not write something. I'm not really into writing death metal stuff, but I have enough here for a 9-track album. Maybe I'll just release it like digital or something, just to get it out there. And these green ones here are sent over to my fourth cousin's band. I can hear some misplaying in the guitars there. So there's some guitars I may have to like polish up a little bit before I send it to him anyway. So the green ones here, sending over to another band, and then the gray ones I'm keeping for myself. So that's where we are right now. Then I'm not gonna Is anybody interested in hearing some power metal ideas? Because now we've been checking out my heavy metal song ideas, and then I've been where to keep watch for this for his band. I don't know. Um, I don't even know what the band name. I don't know what his band name is actually. So, however, I did record the drums for this. Here we have not his band, but this is not that band, but it's the same guy. Um, it's this here. It's a band called Waraholics. Band. It's a product. It's my cousin, my first cousin, Micke. This guy here, you can see, and I'm here on drums. I just did session drums. I had nothing to do with the songwriter or anything. Um, so that's me, and this is my first cousin here on rhythm guitars and vocals. Well, yeah, he's doing the vocals on this, and the CD is actually quite interesting. Look at this. Um, it's like vinyl scratches here, so it's just a visual thing. And then he drawed all of this. He's a drawing artist. He draws this type of stuff. Like and also he did the first Blazing Stone and Rock'n'Rollers album, by the way. The artwork for those and the logos, by the way. He designed the logos for Rock'n'Rollers and the Blazing Stone. And now he works with Star Wars. I think. Yeah, in Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones. Well, at least what was that dragon something? House of the Dragon. He was working on House of the Dragon, and he has to be doing a whole other bunch of like movie things, like for example. Well, I sometimes tease him a bit because he was involved in Cats. If you know the Cats musical movie from a few years ago, he hated that. He hated being involved in Cats the movie, and I understand. It's nothing you can be proud of, but he's been working himself up to a pretty high, high place in that movie industry, working with graphics and stuff in movies. So that's very, very cool. I'm very happy for him. And well, in any case, I did drums for this, and this is not the band that he's going to use these songs for. It's probably going to be something different. Anyway, now when we've been checking out my heavy metal ideas in the first, that was boring. It's not so much happening there. It's like without the vocals, there's not much to check. But we can check my, let's see, compiled power metal bad songs. Let's check my compiled power metal bad songs. What about that? Hello everyone, I need to do my channel thing again. And hello, 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 hello. Okay, I'm back. Everybody ready? Because here we have a whole bunch of bullshit again. Nina Runaway, this program is Cubase. Yes, and I'm very, very excited about using the new version of Cubase, Cubase 14, because I've been using this Cubase, like USB keys, since I bought it many, many years ago. It's a miracle that I have not lost this completely during all that time. It's broken, I've been super gluing it, it still works, but I'm very happy that I don't have to use the Cubase key for opening the program anymore, because since the previous version, 12 or 13 or so, they ditched the need for the USB key when using Cubase, and I'm very, very grateful for that, because it just takes up an unnecessary USB key, USB spot. And I don't know how many times I've been going from home to the rehearsal or a recording session, and I have forgot to bring this stupid key, and I cannot open the program when I get there. So there was a couple of times where like, oh shit, I forgot this, and I actually had to use Reaper as a backup recording thing once with a thing like, okay, I came all this way to record a singer, and I forgot my Cubase key, but luckily I had Reaper installed on my computer, so I could use it. I'm not very good using Reaper. I'm not very good using any other DAW at all, but at least we got through the session in at least some way. Can you still buy Cubase outright, or is it? Yeah, you buy it. It's not a subscription bullshit. I wouldn't. If they change this to a subscription, that will be a very sad day for the humanity. As much problems as Cubase has, it's not the. There's lots of people have lots of problems with Cubase, but for me, this is my home. I know it more than any other program, and I feel at home with it. I'm like, it's like I never struggle with it, like in terms of like knowing where to find things. Everything I do, I know how to do it. And then then of course I always discover new features and everything, but not always, but like every now and then I discover new features or new ways to use it. And like for example, just recently, I think it was this year or something, I started to use Control Room here. Look, la 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 la. This Control Room is nice because you can also do more monitor mixes for different members of the band when you're recording, for example. I never used this before, but now I do it, and it's very, very handy. And when I'm lowering and raising this does not affect how the export is. This does not affect the export if I'm doing waves or MP3s or whatever. This can be completely silent, and it will still be the normal volume. I have an old version of Cubase that has the dongle. It's a printer connection that isn't on pieces anymore. Yeah, they have these USB-C connections, and I'm actually getting a MacBook Pro from my dad as a birthday gift, like an old one, a used one, of course. A used MacBook Pro from 2021 or something. I haven't received it yet, but he said, you can. Is there anything you need? And I was like, yeah, Cubase MacBook Pro, because I want to use a MacBook Pro live when we're playing live with my band. In some way, I can talk more about that another time. But if it's more stable and has lower latency, that would be absolutely amazing than what I can do with Windows. Because right now I'm using Windows, but Mac has its pros, from what I understand. And anyway, do you want the guys to hear something here? Possibly. Oh, yeah, I have some. let's see something here. This sound is awful. Let's see if I can put Nadir maybe. And as you can see, I have been ranking this in meh and bad, and then I have throwaway, and then I have a bunch of stuff that this was supposed to be a Breton song, I guess, but it could be anything. Let's see how this goes. Okay, that's not right. Let's see. Oh, that's what Rolas. Let's see. Okay, that's not much fresh, but okay. Wait, what do you say? Nina Runaway say, I worked as a CTO for a company doing programming on a VST plugin for trackers. It allowed people to work collaboratively remotely. Okay, that's pretty cool. With a VST plugin. How does that even work? Like, how can a VST plugin make people work remotely? So what is all this, you might wonder? There's a whole bunch of stuff here. Let's see here. a lot of this stuff is actually I don't know if this particular I played already, but I was writing songs for a band called The Storyteller, and I think a lot of this is rejects from that, and also Breitenhall and other things that is not tied to anything in particular. Okay. You would get an internet connection using libraries in C and would access a server. So you have to sign up for the service at our company. VST plugins are just software written using Cubase VST library. If you use that, they would should in theory work with any tracker with VST functionality, but I found only Reaper and I think it says Cubase seemed reliable. Okay. Well, that's an interesting idea for sure. I wonder if let's see here. Doesn't Cubase have something like that? If I go in here on the Cubase tools, vocal chain, is a mix on, but restoration pitching. Network. Is it something like this? Because if we check here on network, VST Connect QMix, VST Connect Monitor, VST Connect Pro, VST Connect SE. If I go in here for VST Connect Pro, I have never used this. Imagine if I'm connecting myself to a Judas Priest session right now out of mistake, and I can listen to their. Oh no, my. Okay. Okay, no valid license found. What are you talking about? Oh well. I bought this. This is my program. It should work. Helps. Stop. Oh, anyway. There's some kind of stuff in here that says network, VST Connect, Monitor, VST, blah, 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 blah. So I guess it's something similar to this then, I guess. Let's see. Now when I'm already looking at this, like what plugins have I actually got? Because if we're just talking about the mixing here, for me personally, I just want to use as much as possible that is included in Cubase, because if I ever had to install Cubase somewhere else, I don't want to have to track down, like for example now when I get my MacBook Pro, I don't want to go there and have to like download 300 different plugins and get them in there. So most of the stuff is going to be Cubase, like stock stuff. But I do have some things here. Let's make a little list here. Let's use Anteckningar notepad. So what do we have here? We have remove this, and then analyze. Okay, bass. That is max. This is only Waves plugin. I have a max bass. And if I get things, it's usually free plugins. But so I have Waves, max bass. That's one that I have gotten that is not a Cubase original. All the delays are Cubase originals. Distortion. Okay, here. Okay, I have Tonex. I have Amp Knob, Amplitude. I guess that's like the most normal thing to get when you're a guitarist. So I have Tonex. That's my main one right now. Tonex, and it's also because I have a physical Tonex, and it's cool to have the same sounds in the program as you have in the pedal. Tonex, Amp Knob, different versions. And then I had Amplitude for some reason. But I should also have and then I have some Isotope RX plugins, a whole bunch. But they come when I got Isotope RX. So, but there are some very useful things there. For example, if I'm playing acoustic guitar and there are some slide sounds, I definitely use the guitar denoiser. And then if I have here Dynamics Vox Comp. What is that? I gotta try out some new stuff in Cubase 14, I guess. EQ. This one is nice. It's a dynamic EQ. TDR Nova. However, do I really need this? Because there's probably some like multiband compressor here in case I need to do the anti-sneap trick with the guitars or something like this. So super necessary, maybe not, but it's free, and I have this. Let's see here. Guitar suppression. This setting there. I try to do it from similar to anti-snips. The rest is original. EQ. I think I have a Brit channel. This one right here. This is well, it's a free plugin, but let's put that in the list then. Brit channel. I got this for a specific reason, and that is because if you're driving this with a gain and it starts to distort, the sound is going to remain the same volume. So no matter what you do, you're gonna distort things, but you don't have to trim back like you would on most other plugins. So if you want to have something that is saturated, this is a very nice way to do things. And I mean the EQ is nice, but I mean I don't really mind different EQs that much. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but that's how I do things. But besides that, I don't have anything else in EQ, and probably not a filter either. Mastering, probably not. Modulation, probably not. It has everything I would ever need. Other amped roots. Ignite emissary. Okay, there's a whole bunch of like Pulse, Nadir, and TSE. Okay, I'm not gonna count that type of stuff. A whole bunch of free guitar amp sims. That's all I'm gonna do about that. But like actual things that are like useful. Vocal chain, no. Easy Mix. That I can write. Easy Mix 2. That's very nice. If I just want to get an easy bass sound, that's how I do things. I go for Easy Mix for the bass sounds. I've used that a lot. It's very easy to use. Hence the name. Let's check the comments. No, that's need Nina says, I agree. Having less dependencies is least something. I have something in the way of the headache down the road. Yes, I've learned that quite early actually, to not get too invested in Valhalla Reverb. This is a paid plugin, so Valhalla Reverb. Why am I writing it like that? So let's see, what is paid here? Tonex, I guess, is paid. Amp Knob is paid. Actually, I got the pay. I actually won one of the amp knobs in a competition, I think. I was in a Bogren competition. I was playing some guitar riffs, and I think I won a free amp knob download. So that was very nice. Amplitube, I think, is paid or free. I don't know. Isotope is definitely paid. That's lots of money. That's 300 euro or something. But I bought it many years ago when that was the first way to, one of the first ones to actually allow stem separation, where they have a stereo file and you want to kind of like separate the drums, bass, guitar, and vocals. That was one of the early ways to do things. So of course it was useful back in the day, still useful today. But nowadays, like Moises Online makes better results, and I also have Spectral Layers in Cubase, Spectral Layers Go, and it's like a free version of that. But it takes so much time to use it. Anyway, free TDR Nova Dynamic EQ, free. Bridge channel, free. Nice for saturation. A whole bunch of guitar stems, free, probably free at least. Easy Mix is paid, but it's very useful for many things. Valorevade paid. Was that everything? Did I miss anything? Restoration, that's mostly isotope stuff. Pitch shift or other. Okay, so whenever I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna save this list here because whenever I get my MacBook, I have to at least get these ones over to that one as well, and hope that they all work on Mac, especially one that is from 2021. So I can open these projects on that one as well, and vice versa, because that one is probably going to be more powerful than this Windows computer, which is still very, very useful. But if I'm going to do like super like heavy final mixes, maybe I go with that one. Let's see. But in any case, I'll say that later. Okay, so blah 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 blah. It's getting a bit late here, so and I'm running out of ideas of what to do. Now I started like, oh, what plugins do I have? La 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 la. But I showed a bunch of ideas. I wrote some stuff in the beginning of the stream at least. Then I've been showing a bunch of song ideas in other projects. The heavy metal one, the death metal one, and now the power metal one. I didn't play much from this one because all of it is just throwaway stuff. So I don't really get excited by showing it. I think the better thing would be to just upload a folder and people can listen to it themselves if they are interested, because it's quite boring to show this type of stuff actually. But anyway, maybe that's it for today, and I might come back with another stream some other day. And this was not the best stream ever, but it is what it is. Now I'm going to do some other stuff before I get to bed, and hope to see you guys. This metal was pretty cool. Thanks for the show. Yeah, thank you too for showing up, everyone. This metal was pretty cool. It's one of those things that lays around, just like everything else. But in that case, I actually want to complete it and release it. And it's just a matter of like getting ahead to do it. So, but the thing is, I have so much else to do, so it just keeps getting pushed back in the priority of things. But okay, that's it for today, and see you for another stream then. Thanks and bye. Spontaneous stream successful.